I'm Britton Clennett and welcome to China Insight, where we discuss the latest issues affecting this rapidly changing country. Well, having a business idea is one thing, but without proper investment, many startups will struggle to get off the ground. So how do you lure investors into supporting your new business? What are the common stumbling blocks that many entrepreneurs run into? For some insight into the fiercely competitive world where only the fittest survive, I'm joined by John Tian, Vice President of online incubator KR Space. Welcome to the program.
Thanks.
Could you start by explaining to us what an incubator is, and let alone an online incubator?
An incubator is an aggregator or an anchor. We connect the founders and the investors, and we connect the startups and the market, the startup and the users, so they can grow quickly in the incubator.
Right, and it speeds up the process of their investment opportunities.
Yeah, we start as a media platform to help the early stage startups to get funds, get users, and some other resources they need.
So media is important when you're nurturing a startup.
Yeah.
How crucial is investment?
Investment is the key to a startup. It will speed up the business and make them scalable.
It really is vital, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's something that China Insight discovered. China Insight spoke to several entrepreneurs who are trying to get their startup off the ground. Let's take a look.
Hello， 各位创业者们，大家好，欢迎来到车库咖啡，每周一到周五中午1点的午间半小时时间。今天有没有哪位创业者想上来分享一下他的项目，讲一下他？
The Garage Cafe is an institution in Beijing's Zhongguancun high-tech zone. It caters to budding entrepreneurs. For the price of a cup of coffee, a customer can spend the whole day here, making use of all its facilities for free: workspace, charging stations and Wi-Fi. The cafe is also a venue for promoting projects.
先生，您贵姓啊？
我姓徐。
您现在在做一个什么项目呢？
我现在就是在推广我家的贵州牛肉米粉，然后这个品牌叫文德当。如果有投资人有意愿和我谈一谈的话，我相信我会做得很好的。
Xu Fulang graduated from university last year. He arrived in Beijing a week ago with a plan to set up an internet-based company selling a brand of noodles developed by his father. In his search for investment and potential partners, his first stop has been the Garage Cafe.
我挺喜欢这样一种环境。之前我在家乡那边，不管我哥啊，我的朋友啊，他们都很反对。只要我提出这样一个事儿，他们都觉得你这个不可能。然后我到这边来之后，我提一个事儿给这些有梦想的伙伴们，他们就说，我支持你。然后我就觉得，这个世界上还是有很多他有这种情怀的人，他们都有梦想，然后就相信一个事能够做成。
In June 2014, Haidian Book Street underwent redevelopment and was transformed into Zhongguancun Business Startup Street. Now, along with the Garage Cafe, this 200-meter-long thoroughfare houses the offices of more than 40 organizations servicing business startups. The street is lined with posters advertising investment opportunities. These, along with the giant photographs, handprints left by successful business people, and motivational slogans, foment a climate of thriving entrepreneurship. Xu Qingsong and Xu Fulang are both 45. They share an apartment with two other budding entrepreneurs. The rent is cheap, 50 yuan a day for each bed. But the apartment's chief attraction is that it's less than a kilometer from the business startup street.
我们4个人都是基本上都在车库咖啡认识的。每个人的创业项目不同，但是我觉得每个人的创业激情，我感觉大家都差不多，都是什么热气腾腾的。
Xu Qingsong has been here since October. As a partner in a Hangzhou-based fund company, he was a high earner enjoying a comfortable standard of living. In Beijing, he hopes to establish a national PPP network platform, promoting cooperation between non-governmental capital and the government.
就为什么是到了45岁这个节点上忽然想到要创业？
实际上我有创业想法已经很久，一直没有实施。
什么让你有勇气迈出这一步？
最大的事件可能是马云事件，是马云公司在美国上市，我们看得见摸得着，就在旁边，然后也能这么做，然后就是马云所能做的，实际上我们也都能做到，但是就是我们没去做而已。
It was a spate of highly lucrative public listings by Chinese internet companies beginning in mid-2014 that finally inspired Xu Qingsong to act. In May, internet-based cosmetics retailer Zhumei Youpin's IPO earned $7.6 billion overnight for its 31-year-old founder, Chen O. Within days, online retail giant Jingdong's 40-year-old founder Liu Qiangdong saw his net worth leap to over $6 billion as a result of the company's public sale. And in the biggest deal of all, in September 2015, Alibaba's record-breaking $25 billion IPO earned founder Jack Ma the title of China's richest man. Now an iconic figure in China, Ma's is the most commonly cited name among budding entrepreneurs asked to identify their inspiration.
有没有人打击过你？
很多，有人说，第二个 PPP 跟政府相关的，政府支持你吗？然后你要融资吗？你的计划书写的不咋地，或者说你这人年纪太大了。
那你听到这些负面的声音？
有时候也是动力。听到他们有时候你就说啊，我一定要做出来，我一定做得比他们好。再过这么2-3年你再来看我。
The business startup street is a stage on which many rags to riches stories have been played out. Data from the street's management show that given day, on average, somewhere on the street, someone wins 5 million yuan worth of investment. Liu Xiaoyang, a former newspaper reporter from Zhengzhou in Henan province, is part of the team of 4 working on a startup project called Xiaobai Pet Care, an internet platform for selling pet dogs and providing services for dog owners. However, getting the project off the ground involved a lot of sacrifice.
因为我是带着团队来的嘛，我们当时住在顺义啊，
过来挺远的。
北京地铁刚刚涨价，来这边是35，回去35，我们每天的不能超过100块钱的花销，否则我们以后有一天一定会饿肚子。那我们5个人只有100块钱，也就意味着我们只有30块钱是能吃饭。
吃什么呢？
只能喝稀饭，每天都是稀饭，然后大概买10块钱的咸菜够我们吃4天。
After 3 months of surviving the harsh living conditions, the group's hard work finally paid off.
突然之间接到了一个朋友电话，说有一个投资人很好，很看好你们项目，你们来吧。第二天早上9点，也在这附近见面。那对我们来说，其实9点见面很痛苦的。5点半要起床，6点要赶到地铁站，地铁坐2个半小时过来，已经8点40了。到这边大概走路还要15分钟吧。我们为了不要留下这种我们不遵守时间的这个印象，我们从那边冲刺跑过来了。
你们这团队几个人一起
跑，然后跑过来了之后，等见到投资人的时候，他特别奇怪，投资用很奇怪的眼光看着你们去干嘛了？你们去跑马拉松了？我们就给他讲了讲我们当时的经历，然后这个投资人当时就给我们拍了5万块钱，他说不管我还没有听你的项目，但是不管我投不投你，这5万块钱算我给你的。哦。吃不饱肚子是没办法创业，结果说了这一句话，然后他才听了我们的项目，就听了20分钟，然后就跟我说 OK， 我决定投你。当时你知道我们出了那个咖啡馆的时候，我们觉得我们在做梦，
觉得天一下就亮了，
就感觉特别奇怪，因为觉得那都是故事。因为我还经常给大家说，不要相信这些故事，这故事可能是经过加工的。但是当我们自己遇到的时候，我们发现哇，原来这个世界真的会有很多奇迹出现。
Xu Qingsong spends most of his time in the cafe, working on building the PPP network platform. He also keeps in regular touch with other entrepreneurs.
我去那个咖啡厅几次都见到你在里面。
说明我比较勤奋。5+2白加黑，基本上从早上一睁眼到晚上，一直到坚持不住才回来睡觉，11、2点。
目前现在你在北京的这些生活开销都是你过去的积蓄积累吗？
这个就是每个男人都有小金库，然后小金库但是通过在北京这么多天，然后一个我们很节约。
怎么个节约法？
我的早饭就是一个西红柿加一个馒头，这是比较节约。然后我们的中饭是盒饭，然后大家一起创业的人坐在一起，每人点一份盒饭。
那跟你以前生活完全不一样了。
但是我享受这样的生活，因为这个东西就是看得见明天，然后希望给自己有一个大明天而已。
你的大明天是什么样？
第一个就是能实现自己的事业，第二个能给自己一大笔财富，第三个就是我如何把这大笔财富用出去。会对这个事情，我也想就是赶快让我赚一笔钱，我会像比尔盖茨一样的成立一个基金会。
Xu Qingsong often gives Xu Fulang advice on his beef noodle project. However, after a week on the business startup street, progress in the noodle venture is disappointing.
前面1个星期，就是我去中国投资中心，然后那边看了好多投资人，我有问过好多投资人，我说你们对这个餐饮业感不感兴趣啊？他们说。这个餐饮业啊，我就要说几句不客气的话了，你们这个餐饮业不能按那个互联网的这种方式评估，然后我就知道，哎呀，我这个餐饮业肯定是没人投资了。
Still, the business startup street's reputation continues to grow, and more hopeful entrepreneurs are arriving from all over the country, bringing with them fresh ideas and visions.
投资人还有各位创业朋友们，大家下午好，我是 iBox 创始人 ，iBox 专门为了解决最后100米的快递最后100米的难题而生。
This public promotional tour for startups is a rare opportunity for the aspiring entrepreneurs to present their ideas directly to investors. Making his pitch is Wang Xuguo, who has developed an automated package storage service for when people are not at home to accept deliveries in person.
那么它可以看上面有一个显示屏，还有一个键盘，它可以通过操作键盘。
好，那你有没有考虑，就是说让这个免费让用户来用？
这种情况下就是成本太高，可能这点收费的话，我们就说可能会处于亏损状态。
Ultimately, Wang Xuguo's iEbox project fails to gain support from the investors, who see it as difficult to market and without great profit potential.
你见了几个投资人了？
我们目前可能见了10多个了吧。
都没有什么后续。
都没有什么后续。
iEbox is the second startup launched by Wang Xuguo. Using his savings and borrowed money, he has invested almost 200,000 renminbi in the initial phase of the business. With the funds having virtually dried up, many of his colleagues have moved on to other companies.
你这个4个人中是有几个要离开呢？
可能会有2个吧。我之前的同事，然后团队的第2号人物。
这位是2号人物。
对。
你现在已经开始在找其他的工作了吗？
对。
舍得离开吗？
说实话不舍得，因为确实生活这种压力比较大一些，因为还有房贷，还有这种孩子马上要出生。
马上要出生了。
对。
A few days later, Wang Xuguo is back at the Garage Cafe. He's the only one left of the 4 original team members. And now, having failed to secure any investment, he's preparing to abandon the iEbox project.
这真的是自问寒冬吧。
Wang Xuguo's trouble in finding an investor is not an individual case, but rather part of a larger trend.
今年上半年说这个投资形势非常好，可能很多人只要有一个 BP 有一个计划书，可能就能拿到钱。但是到了下半年之后，就觉得这个创业环境很不好，也拿不到钱了。
对。
这方面您是怎么看？
上半年很多创业者拿到钱以后，真的是乱花的，因为他觉得钱来得太容易了，而且投资人都抢着要给他们钱。你会发现中国出现一个现状，这个现状就是很多创业的人拿到钱以后根本就不干活，各种论坛去演讲自己是怎么拿到钱的，自己的业务是多么的炫，结果到最后的结果什么也没有。那现在下半年我觉得就是2个好，第一个好是投资者判断项目比较冷静的好，第二个好是创业者就是做业务本身比较踏实和冷静的好。但是对中国的创新创业的大的形势其实没有影响，因为那种喧嚣中的就是不切实际的这种繁荣，最后带来的是更大的灾难。
怎么就决定这会儿要回家了？那天我见你的时候还没听你说要回家呢。
老妈65岁大寿，我们就得到这个消息，然后就迫不及待想赶回去。然后接下来我家小孩还要回去开个家长会，然后很多亲戚朋友都想我了，然后也想看看我在北京有什么变化没有。在外面的这种孤单寂寞确实忍受不了，说眼泪就要下来了。
你也想家了？
昨天晚上就开始激动，睡不着，然后想想，已经来北京要接近1个月了，然后就觉得，真的是一眨眼。但是我不后悔，我还会再回来的，马上。
Where do you think they went wrong?
3 things is very important. The first is the people, the second is money, and the third is the strategy.
When you say people, do you mean the culture, the team?
Yeah.
Teamwork.
The team, especially the core team, the founders and the co-founders. Yeah, this is the key. The team is not very strong and
cohesive.
Yeah. Also, the strategy is not very clear. Yeah, so I think it's a problem.
It's interesting. Yeah, three things you point out: people, money,
and strategy.
And the strategy, right? So you have to have a clear plan.
Yeah, a clear plan and a strong team members. Yeah.
You know, out of the entrepreneurs we saw in that report, one of them was a success and the rest failed. Do you think this is representative of the situation, the startup climate in China right now?
We have a rule, about 98% of startups will fail.
Wow, that's a huge number.
Yeah.
That's a huge number of people who have invested money into something, you know, time into something. You know, one man said he had a baby on the way, you know, and mortgage to pay. It's a lot of pressure on people.
Yeah, so start a startup is a hard way, and you have to have a business plan, and you have to build a strong team.
I just wonder, you know, you talk about, you know, people talk about having this brilliant idea, this light bulb moment, but lots of people have lots of ideas all the time. How important is it for investors to see, you know, like you mentioned, that they have a clear strategy, that they have commitment to the project?
Idea is cheap. Execution.
An idea is cheap. I like that. Yeah.
Execution and execution is the key. In China, there are many ideas every day, but how to solve your problem? This is the key.
How much is, you know, for those who fail, how much is it down to failed leadership?
I think the commitment of the CEO or the co-founders is crucial for startups. Most of the startups failed because of the CEO. So the commitment to success or the commitment to lead the team to go on is very important.
They need to be the sole drivers of the project. Set the agenda. They set the culture.
Yeah.
I just wonder, from these entrepreneurs' perspective, why is investment so important? You know, is it just that you really need money thrown at you, or, you know, the report talks about services? So what kind of services are we talking about?
Many VCs provide their services is a linker. We link startups to investors first, so you can get money. We link startups to recruiters, government, and to market.
Right. So potentially I have, you know, access to funding. Potentially I have access to manpower. What else can you offer me?
We have a media platform So you can quickly expand to the market and get users.
Right.
And some maybe no
legal
services.
support.
Yeah, legal support.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So
legal support, media support.
Yeah, media support.
I mean, in the case of an incubator, it's physical, office space except if it's online like your business. So it's not just about throwing money at startups.
Yeah.
It's much more than that.
Yeah. Money is not enough now. Startups need many more. They need, the VCs can help them to go further.
Your role is really to nurture.
Yeah.
How can you guarantee that the investors won't steal my idea?
It's a question. Yeah, it's a good question.
Does it happen? Do investors steal the ideas?
Not now. Yeah, but maybe in the future.
Okay. So there needs to be some sort of protectionism.
Yeah, we have some protections for them. First, we don't put them to the media in the early days, also to the investors. If they want to reach to the investors, we do, and others we don't.
I see.
So they are secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they have to sign something saying that they won't go and replicate the idea?
Yeah.
How often do you encourage your entrepreneurs to get involved in crowdfunding?
In the old days, financing is to the VC or to the angel investors, but some other investors cannot involve to this to the startups. So crowdfunding make many more and more investors, maybe not in profession, to invest startups. We often encourage them to go to the crowdfunding platform because it's very good for them.
And certainly in the investor world, investor world, startup world, there are a lot of people who have experience in Silicon Valley, companies in Silicon Valley like Google. What can they bring to the table?
About 1/3 founders came from Silicon Valley. They maybe worked in Google, Facebook, or Twitter for about 3 to 5 years, and then back to China to have their own business. I think the attractives is that the China market is a big market, and the cost is lower than the Silicon Valley.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's appealing for them to come back, recruit people for less money than they would need to in Silicon Valley, and experiment with a new space.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously they're between the the climate in Silicon Valley and in China in terms of investment. What do you notice?
And many founders from Google or Facebook have good experience, but they lack experience in China, in the Chinese market. So if they want to have their own business in China, they need to have some team members from China, and maybe a co-founder.
How have investors changed? How has their attitude changed?
There are so many changes in the investor world. 2 years ago, the top investors in China is maybe the Matrix, the DCM, and some others. There's no many angel investors. But 2 years later, there are many angel investors in China. Many more people join in the investor world is the first. And the second, some founders join in the investor world. The company just is on the B or C round, but they also invest companies in China.
But investors do seem, these days, a little bit more cautious, and I'm just wondering whether that comes down to the economy.
Yeah. 1 year ago, the VCs, investors, show money to every startup if they have a good idea. But now the economy changed, and they also changed. They will have some hesitant to throw money to startups now.
Well, and as you said, there's this idea now that ideas are cheap.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we're going to return after a short break and talk a little bit more about the risk involved in a startup and how many are willing to take the plunge. Stay with us. Welcome back. I'm with John Tian from online incubator KR Space, and we've been discussing the startup investor climate in China. Well, if you had a good idea, would you quit your day job and risk it all to turn it into a business? We took to the streets of Beijing to gauge how many Chinese would be willing to take the plunge. Let's take a look.
您有没有考虑过创业？
想法肯定是有的，只是可能觉得时机啊，还有很多东西没有准备好吧。
我开过一个咖啡厅。
哦，咖啡厅是吧？
对对对。
那现在还开吗？
还不开了。
那你觉得中国人喜欢创业吗？
中国人现在很喜欢创业，有很多成功人士啊，你说马云啊什么的，联想那些总裁，他们都是自己创业的。
我觉得这个话题现在炒得挺热的，
是，
但是我不觉得它是一个很理智的选择。多数很多中国人喜欢跟风，很多人都在跟风。
不是说只有一腔热情就可以了，其实有很多的因素。所以我不建议毕业生直接创业，因为你有很多东西你并不懂。
失败是一个不好的事情，或者可能是
不会，我觉得是个好事。
是吗？这是为啥？
就像刚才说的，我学到好多东西，我觉得值得的。
摔倒一下才知道自己几斤几两，我觉得。
I kind of sense a hesitance from people. Do you?
Yeah.
Is this a real picture of what it's like among people in China? Is there a risk aversion now?
It's not a risky problem. It's just they now know many more about how to start up. They need to know how to run a company, how to get people, how to get fund, and they realize it's not very easy to do this. Especially the new graduates don't want to start a startup after they graduate.
I just wonder, we talk about startups and graduates, wanting to perhaps get involved, whether you think it's healthy to encourage people to start their own business, or should we be discouraging people from starting their own business?
Personally speaking, I don't encourage new graduates to start a startup, but they can start a business. Yeah, start a business different. It's different from the start a startup. Yeah, if you start a business, you can make some money.
But a startup is a business.
Startup is not a business.
You don't think it's a business?
It's a business, but not only a business. A business, you just need to make some money for yourself. But a startup, you need to make more money to yourself, your team members, and your investors, and the society.
And you believe people are becoming more and more realistic about the realities that you face when starting up your own business or your startup?
Yes, I think yes it is.
Okay, thank you very much for coming on the program, John Tian.
Okay, thank you.
If you have any comments or questions, email us at chinainsight@cctv.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Weibo and WeChat. And we'll see you next time for more stories and discussion on China out of China. Goodbye.